What happens when your world totally goes dark and you cheat death 4 times? Today we explore the world of Julius Mbura, a blind advocate who reviews cars, drives, skates, cooks, bakes, and cleans all while blind. But just how does he do that? Our very own Brand Mwenda explores the world of the multi-talented man on the Unsighted Vision. Take a look.
My story is not as simple, but I'll try.
This is Julius Mbura, a blind advocate who does pretty much everything just like you who is watching. And perhaps even more.
My name is Julius Mbura, aka, or also known as Julio Supercharge. I do everything by myself. I cook, I can bake, I do things around the house, chores.
Julius has maculopathy retinis pigmentosa. But what exactly is this?
We have retinitis pigmentosa. It is hereditary and it progresses from childhood. And then also it mostly affects males more than females. It progresses. Eventually you get blind.
I need to go around it and come out with...
Despite being visually impaired, Julius does not only review cars, but also tell the type, model, specs, and even whether its engine is diesel or petrol-powered. He says ever since he started reviewing cars, he has never missed the target.
Selecting, and I think this one is 4K.
Now this is a diesel-driven Ford Ranger KAU 501V. Now let's wait and see if Julio can know this, and we can counter-check with what we know.
First thing, it's a hiker, it's an off-roader. You can tell by the sheer size. So from the emblem, I already know this is a Ford.
And when the engine is ignited,
So that's a diesel.
his sense of hearing is triggered.
You can tell the crown. And this one is a 4-cylinder. Mostly the horsepower is around 100, 120, but the torque is a bit higher.
And just in case you thought he only reviews cars, you're wrong. With a bit of help from his co-driver, who helps him avoid obstacles, Julius takes me on a ride. This is just one ride, but his friend and musician Dennis Karaoke, also known as Deno, explains his experience being driven by Julius.
Yeah, of course I feel safe. And again, you know, he doesn't drive long distance na vitu kama hizo. But hata mimi drive, so siwezi ogopa drive. Hata ukienda YouTube channel yangu utaona Deno drives.
My love for cars became apparent in campus, but it goes way back when I was around 6-7 years, when I used to draw a lot. I used to look at cars, and what people see in cars, I used to see something different.
Apart from cars, the multi-talented man rides bikes, skates, and even dances. And maybe he has better moves than you do.
So I've done law. Professionally, I'm a lawyer.
But how exactly does he do all these things by himself?
It was a normal childhood up to the age of 10, when now I lost my sight for the first time. Things now changed when I lost my sight for the first time, because now it was a change of dynamics, because now we were adjusting to the new reality. The second wave of blindness came in KSL. So when you get out of university, you go to Kenya School of Law. So it was now adjusting to this blind universe, as I call it. And I had to now come to terms with some new rules for life, you know, and emotionally I wasn't strong, I was young. I used touch and feel to navigate through my blind universe, and also to know the different brands, different cars, and also I tap into my hearing on the revs. I can tell you when a car is on which gear, especially the manuals, and also the feeling part. That is the textures, the leather, the material used, and that goes into even how I actually even choose my dressing, because then I had to, because I've seen most of my clothes, much bigger part of my wardrobe has been there. So it's more of arranging them with textures and also knowing how to go about, me being independent. That runs in everything to a level that I had to make my family and friends comfortable that I can actually do things, and if I cannot do it, I'll push myself to the limit until either I get an edge on it, or it's hard for me to just give up before trying. But for cleaning, like I have to do it twice just to be sure. I use now assistive technology, computer with a screen reader, and also a phone with the same.
For Julius, when both of you meet on the streets, the last thing he needs from you is sympathy. Love and trust is all he desires.
I try so much to demystify the misconceptions that have been put there about blind and persons with disabilities, because when first people get to know about who Julius is, or I can give an example of they know who's my friend, they start being sympathetic instead of knowing what we've overcome. It's not easy being where we are at, and also it's not easy trying to push, but we do it regardless. You shouldn't dwell so much on the negative. You should look on ways how to actually get out of it, and don't make everything as a problem. Make them as challenges where you can overcome. I'm a lover of life, a risk taker, and I strive to live a heart-centered life. I have cheated death 4 times, and being where I am, I'm comfortable with who I am. So my question to people is, are you really? Are you comfortable with who you are?
For the young advocate, his eye vision might be unsighted, but his vision in life is sighted.
You have 2 eyes. For some of us, we have 4 eyes. Julio has 2 eyes, but they're not so fortunate enough to see what you can see. But then I can bet he can do more than you can do. Brian Mwanda, Switch TV.